Olympian of all time with a total of 22 medals. He holds the all-time record for Olympic gold medals. His name is Michael Phelps. Teresa Augello, mother to a child prodigy, graduated from high school at the age of 16, as well as valedictorian of her graduating class. Philanthropist, Grammy Award-winning artist. Her name is Alicia Augello, also known as Alicia Keys. Ann Dunham, mother to a Columbia University and Harvard graduate, community activist, civil rights attorney, third-term senator, and the 44th President of the United States. First African-American president also. His name is
Barack Obama.
Dora Boynton, her daughter was destined for greatness. A single mother herself at a young age, yet owner of a home at the age of 30, MBA and senior project manager of a healthcare company. Founder of Single Moms Rock, success coach, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and yes, author. Her name is yours truly, Kei Renae. Yes, living proof that single moms do rock, and apparently so do their offsprings.
Right.
People often ask me why I wrote the book, and I tell them because I wanted to make a difference to single moms and give them hope. I was a single mom for many years. I was also married at one point, and it was a long journey. A lot of people in this room helped me along that journey and were there for me when times got hard, and I'll never forget that. Tiffany, Keisha, Dana, Mrs. A, Charmaine. So I thought it was my right, my duty to kind of reach back and help others that were in the same predicament as me. The funny thing about life is that it happens and you can't let your circumstances limit you in life. The only thing that you can do in life is just live it. You have to deal with the cards that you are dealt, no matter what your circumstances. I will say that I do not regret any of the choices that I made about having children. My children were the best thing that could have happened to me. They grounded me, and I'm probably the person I am today in part because of my children. Sometimes in life you have no choice but to be strong, and I was strong because I had to be. If you leave here today with nothing, just know that you should never let life limit you by your circumstances. I wanted to read a passage from the book. I am just like you. I come from humble beginnings. I remember my first apartment starting out on my own was full of roaches and the occasional run-through of a mouse. I'm not very fond of cats, but I remember buying a cat in hopes of keeping the mice away. Oh, the good old days. I remember laying in bed awake at night and saying to myself that this was only temporary. Bigger and better things were on the horizon for me. I remember being a boarder in a rooming house with my first child because I could not afford to pay daycare plus the cost of an apartment. I remember being evicted countless times from apartments because I could not afford to pay the rent and moving back home. I remember me having to move from those apartments and leaving with just my clothes because I did not have anywhere to put my furniture. My expenses were far more than the income I was receiving each month. I remember a lot of things about the early days. I also know that I'm never too humble or too good to work at a fast food restaurant or scrub floors in order to feed my family. I am not above that. I am a survivor and a hustler. It is in my blood. At times, it breaks my heart to see a young girl pushing a baby that looks herself to be a baby. But I remember that that was once me. I cannot save the world, but if my story can encourage one woman or can give one woman hope on her journey, then I will take that. I have helped one person, and hopefully that woman will pull someone else up by the bootstraps and help her along the way. Always treat another woman how you would want them treated if she were your mom or your aunt or your daughter. I will end by saying, all the best, my friend. Good luck on your new journey, and the rest of your life starts today. So.
All right.
There are a lot of things that I can say about the U.S., some good, some bad. But what you can say is that this is a place in which an African-American kid raised by a single mother can be the president of the United States, and no one can ever take that away. We as single moms are raising the next Baracks, the next Michael Phelps, the next Alicia Keys, and yes, the next Kei Renae's. I thank you for joining me tonight as I begin my journey as author, and hopefully I have motivated you. Please continue to pray for me by name, and I will do the same for you. Thank you.
Yay.